All right, let's dive into something that might feel a little backwards. We're always told to share our goals, right? To put our ambitions out there. But what if that's the very thing that's holding you back? What if the real key to success is building in silence?
It all starts with this one simple but really powerful idea. The more you talk, the less you do. Just think about that for a second. Every time you explain your grand vision, you're not actually working on it. Every time you announce your next big move, you open the door for doubt and criticism. It's why so many people who actually get things done follow one rule. They just don't talk about their plan. It's not about being secretive. It's about being strategic.
You know, a great way to think about it is like this. Your plan is a tiny, fragile seed. Now, what does a farmer do? Does he plant a seed and then call the whole town over to look at it? No way. He covers it with soil, he protects it, he waters it in private, and only much, much later, when it has grown into something strong, does he show everyone the fruit. That's your plan. It needs to be protected in the dark, not put on display before it's ready.
So, why is keeping quiet so important? Well, it goes way deeper than just avoiding other people's opinions. There is some fascinating psychology at play here, a scientific reason why talking about your goals can literally stop you in your tracks. Let's get into how your brain is wired.
To really get this, we need to talk about a chemical in your brain called dopamine. You've probably heard of it. It's the reward chemical. It's that amazing rush of satisfaction you get after you crush a workout or finally finish a huge project. But here's the crucial thing. That feeling is supposed to come after you do the work, not before.
And this leads us to what we can call the dopamine trap. See, when you tell somebody your big idea and they go, "Wow, that's amazing," your brain releases that same hit of dopamine. It tricks you. You get the feeling of accomplishment without actually accomplishing anything. It feels like a reward, but it kills the very motivation you need to go out and earn the real reward.
And that early praise, it's dangerous. It creates this false confidence. All of a sudden, your goal isn't about the work anymore. Your focus shifts. You stop trying to build a reality and you start trying to protect an image. You become more concerned with looking like you're succeeding than with doing the quiet, hard, and sometimes boring work that success actually requires.
Okay, so that's the internal battle, the dopamine trap you set for yourself. But that's only half the story. There's a whole other reason to work in silence, and that's guarding against the external threats. Because the moment you share your vision, you're not just sharing an idea, you're inviting in everyone else's doubt, their jealousy, and their unsolicited advice. And let's be honest, here's a really tough question we all have to face at some point. Why does the most discouraging feedback, the most negativity, often come from the people we love the most? Your friends, your family, the people you thought would be cheering the loudest for you.
Here's the answer, and it's so important to understand this. They aren't seeing you and your potential. They're seeing the person you used to be. When they say something like, "be realistic," what they're really doing is projecting your own limitations onto you. They're imagining themselves trying to do it and failing. Their limits are not your reality. Don't ever let them be.
Let's decode some of these common phrases, because there's usually a hidden meaning. When someone says, "you've changed," what they often mean is, "you stopped being like me." "Why are you so busy?" can really be code for, "why aren't you wasting time with me anymore?" And that classic, "you think you're better now," that usually comes from a place of insecurity, of them feeling small because you're growing. These comments are almost never about you. At the end of the day, your growth acts like a mirror, and sometimes it reflects their own stagnation right back at them. Your new discipline can highlight their old excuses, and if you're not careful, you might be tempted to shrink yourself, to dim your own light, just to make them feel comfortable again. Please don't do that. It is not your job to stay small so others can feel big.
So if talking is the trap, what's the solution? Well, this brings us to the final and most important part. It's all about the undeniable, unstoppable power of action. It's about letting your results do all the talking for you.
Really, it all comes down to two mindsets. You can be the talker, the one who explains the grand plan, who seeks praise, and who burns all their energy just talking. Or you can be the builder, the one who quietly lays one brick at a time, who seeks progress, not applause, and who actually creates energy by working. The talker ends up with a nice story. The builder ends up with a skyscraper.
Because after all the words have faded, after all the announcements and predictions are forgotten, you'll find that the world doesn't really care about your good intentions or your brilliant plans. It only respects one thing.
And this is the message I want to leave you with. Your potential, it's invisible.
That passion you feel, invisible. That world-changing idea in your head means absolutely nothing until you make it real. The world is tired of talkers. True respect isn't given for plans. It is earned through performance.
So we end with the only question that truly matters. Your dream, your ambition, it's right there, in your hands. Now you have a choice. Are you going to spend your time and your energy explaining it to everyone? Or are you going to disappear for a while, embrace the power of silence, and just build it?